Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Stratego video. This is going to be another ranked game in analysis. This one against Minolo Kazan. It's silver general, I believe. So right now on this account, I'm a silver lieutenant. I was a silver captain at one point, but my I played with an open flag for a few games, and one of those games it got lottoed. I'm deciding to use a setup with a closed flag in this game. So yeah, let's get into this. As you can see, so this guy's played around 6,000 games, so he looks to be pretty experienced and maybe some sort of a martial blitzer, judging by how many games he's played. So here I decided to hit up because I think that this could be a captain, and it's pretty obvious that it's a captain, so I decided to hit up because I thought that this was a scout, but it turned out to be a lieutenant, so it was a bit unfortunate, but it's whatever. So hit that, it's a sergeant, so it would have been better for me to hit left with the sergeant, but it's really no big deal. To exchange scouts on the left. I'm coming up with my major because I'm pretty sure that lieutenant might be backed by a major, and I want to pin that center side if I possibly can. The reason I don't move up on that is because if this goes down, then he can two-square me, and if this is higher than a major, then he can get it because this is known. And this is obviously not a good piece. So judging by what this guy's doing as of now, it looks to be more of the defensive type. Like he's not attacking very much. Like I thought he'd be a blitzer, but he doesn't appear to be. So I attacked this because this guy, his play style, he's being quite defensive, and he probably wouldn't have like a really high piece right there. So I decided to hit it, and I was correct in that it was just a major. So I'm bringing the minor out because it's a bluff. It definitely could be a good piece. So I just want to maybe get some info from that. So he's bringing out third pieces already. I don't like that. I like to keep that block of this block of 20 solid as long as possible. It doesn't have to be like your number one priority, but it's just better so then you set your setup. It's not as readable by your opponent. So it's threatening my stuff, but it's all defended, so I don't really care much. So I start advancing to the right because there's not really much for me to do on the center, and I could advance to the left, but I'm just going in the right first. So you get a lose, so I can take that with my major because the chances of there being a colonel behind it are pretty low. So that's good. We can get a lieutenant. So now we're up a lieutenant. He knows a major, but I don't think that's too much of an issue. So that bluff in the center it did work because he ended up scouting the minor, so that's good. That was it's good to bait out your opponent's scouts. So now we're even on scouts. Just to scout that because so this piece I thought it was a major. I'm pretty sure. I have a actually one of the people who plays Stratego with me made a program to track like where pieces came from and like the original setup and stuff. So I thought this was a major because of where it came from, but it turned out to be a kernel, which is, I mean, it's even better. So that's good info that we get. I had this. This was the no lieutenant. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, we find a kernel there, which is pretty nice. I'm pretty sure that piece I decided to hit it because yeah, I'm pretty sure I decided to hit that, but we'll see. So now here I'm thinking that this might be bombed off on the right side because nothing hit my major, nothing like attempted to run away from it. So I think it could be bombed off. So I'm gonna end up scouting it to see. So this, in my opinion, was kind of a bad move in his end because if I check this and I mean if I hit this and let's say it was a major, then I would know major kernel, and that's not a great spot for my opponent to be in. But also he already had a major in the center, so the chances of him having another one are pretty low. So that's why I decided to hit that piece. Well, and also it's a captain, and I was up two lieutenants, so I didn't really care if I lost a captain. So here I'm checking if it's bombed off. But first I'm just making sure that my gen's covered in case like I happen to scout it, and then it's just like two scouts in a row, and he scouts my gen. So I if I can take the precaution, I will. So it's a bomb. So now I'm thinking that he probably bombed off that side, which I'm completely okay with because now I can focus my efforts on the sides, and that bomb that side it will become a handicap for him um later on in this game. And that's why you never want to bomb off a side. So it makes it so two of your bombs are known, and so then your opponent could have an easier time lottoing. B, it makes it like your opponent's pretty sure that this is your weak side because it has like a bunch of bombs. And C, if your opponent doesn't end up breaking through, it'll really limit your mobility on this side. Um, so here, I go right here, even though he could totally take this with his kernel, but he doesn't know that. And also, these two pieces are very likely to be a good piece. So I'm gonna do that this because I highly doubt that he will take it, and I'm telling him that this captain is guarded. So now he's coming down with something. I think it's a bluff. So if it goes down one more, I'm gonna hit it with my miner. But notice here how he so I mean sorry, notice here how I move the sergeant up because because if he goes down I'm gonna hit it with a minor, and if it's a scout I'll take it, and if it's like a sergeant or lieutenant that I can bring my marshal over here so it doesn't get scouted. I'm sorry, so then the sergeant or lieutenant can't just like attack it. So that's why I move this up so that I can get my marshal out and hit it with like, my captain or something. So this was good info. We find his marshal. I'm hoping that he doesn't hit the captain, but he's going over this side. And now I'm like, okay, please don't hit this. It hasn't moved. It could be a bomb. Front bombs behind the lake are relatively common. Don't hit it. But of course he hits it. So this is really bad now because he hit my unknown unmoved marshal with his known moved one. So that was a net loss of a minor first off, and second off, now he can get this captain because his colonel's pinning it, and he knows that my marshal's not guarding it, so he can come down with the general and take it. My general is not in a great place to guard it right now. Right now, I'll have to like so I'm gonna have to sack this captain basically. That's what this comes out to. So that's really bad for me. Yeah, it's such a shame when people hit your unknown unmoved piece with their known moved one and then they get a lot of info. Or not info, but they upload a lot of material. And it makes it like impossible to bluff now. 'Cause he's gonna bring on his gen, take the captain, exchange, then bring on his colonels and stuff, and it's gonna be really difficult for me. I'm up to lieutenants, but that's not enough if he gets this captain. And he'll probably also get some other stuff, like maybe this captain, maybe this sergeant. So we find this mage in the center, and that's good. So if he brings down his gen and colonels, and maybe if he's too aggressive, I can come up like this way. If this is if this ends up being open, or I can come up like the center or something and get this major maybe. There's actually only these two have moved. These have not moved. So that's why I'm not coming up this side. If you were wondering later on, because I'm not sure if there are any bombs there. If it might be bombed off, maybe just a couple of pieces are bombs. I'm just not sure. So I'm moving my lieutenant over here just so I won't in case like scouts or something I won't end up like losing it. Like I have a bit more free spaces to go to with it. Now I'm basically gonna just like, go up with this captain so then he won't end up taking it. So he comes down here and this is what I expected. This was a good move on his part. I forgot the only reason why he's able to do this is because his marshal was it hit my unknown unmoved marshal, but he takes the captain, which was the right thing to do at this point. And now here I'm scared that he's like, oh well, this is probably the general, so I'm gonna hit this too, just like I hit the marshal. But he doesn't do that, which is good. Um, so yeah, that was good. So here I'm just trying to get I'm trying to like A, get rid of my pieces, and B, get targets. So here I really want to come up with this kernel, but the issue is that this is not I'm not sure here like if I can break through here, and I don't even want to take a guess on which one these are which one of these pieces are is a bomb, and also they may all be bombs. So then if I come up with this kernel, then his gen sorry, this is the gen. It might come over here and maybe like force me to make a decision. So that's why I don't end up doing it. I think I move it up, but then I just don't move it anymore. So that was funny. He went left. I moved up on him. Then he went right again. So I'm bluffing this has something higher than a captain. That wasn't really my intent of that, but I did. Um, so here move the colonel up because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be able to get this captain. But then I'm like, wait, his gen's coming over. I'm not gonna be able to. So now I'm in a bit of a pickle, right? Because this Louis has moved, the colonel's moved, and the captain's moved. He's probably gonna get one of these if he plays his cards right. Because of two square, because he can like go down. So he can go down. I'll go up, and then he'll go over. I'll go right. Then he'll go over here, and I'll be forced to go over here and do two square. But then he'll be able to like fork these two, and it's just bad. See, I'm not in a very good spot here. My board position is horrible because my gen's on this side that he bombed off, which is probably his junk side, and I can't really get it out that easily. I think I end up yeah I move it and then move this spy out and then the kernel out because I don't really have an easy pathway to get my gen to the center. So by the looks of it, it looks like he doesn't remember that this moved, this is pretty funny. How he doesn't remember that it moved because he's when because when he's bringing that coming down, I was like bringing it back to here. So this guy's memory is not the best, clearly. So he scouts my captain, so that's whatever. I can't do much about that. So here when he goes down here, I'm like, okay, he's gonna get a Louis or a captain, but then I'm like, well, he might not remember this move, even though it's really obvious that it did. Um, and I can just go captain right, then go gen left, and then I can save the captain. And a captain's more valuable than a lieutenant, so I'm just gonna hope that he didn't remember that it moved. But I'm like, wait, if he takes it, then my kernel's not in two square, so it's just all sorts of bad. But if I go up with that kernel now, then he's gonna go right, and I'm gonna lose this captain. So if he plays his cards right here, he should be able to get one of these three pieces. But so he doesn't remember that the lieutenant moved, and now he's gonna scout. I mean, no, not scout my gen. He's gonna trade gens, which is, I mean, it's the best move for him now. But now that he traded gens, I can rush up with my colonel here and get this captain. And now here, I'm like, he's gonna hit this. Like if he's risking enough to hit this with his marshal when it didn't move, he's probably risking enough to hit this considering that it did move. But he's not gonna be able to get my captain unless he brings the second colonel over there. Which is yeah, so this I'm really worried about being the second colonel, but it's not. I take this and then he changes colonels. So that was good. Um, so now I'm doing pretty good, right? I'm up two lieutenants, down a sergeant, down a minor, down a scout. So I'd say I'm winning now because my lieutenants can trap his pieces. So that's really good. So now here I really want to trade colonels with him because then my majors can come up. And I'm in a pretty good situation if we were to trade now. I'm going to like trade off everything because I'm up to lieutenants and everything I have is over here. So I need to trade off now, or he's pinning like my entire like all my stuff. So this got moved. This was good because now I can go down and I can force him either a colonel exchange or I can get a free scout. And it's very funny how he still does not remember that this moved. So I go ahead take the free scout. Now it's good because I forced him over to this side of the board. So now I can start getting my majors and captains out. So he's going over here. I'm not really sure what the point of that is. I'm trying to square my captain. This is two square is so important because if you don't know it, like if I didn't know it, I'd probably have to start lottoing here and probably hit either a major or a bomb or something. And it's just never good to do that because of two square. So yeah, the two square rule it's very important to know, and if you know it well, you can save a lot of your pieces, especially it's especially important in the late game, like well mid slash late game, which is what I'm in right now. So he's coming after it with this piece. I know that this is a major, but I don't know what this is. But it's probably not a major because like who would have major? Like it could be because it is the swap game. So I guess it's possible. So here I go left because I want him to go down so that I can bring my captain out because now I'm also his colonel's pinned. So this was a pretty interesting move, and I see what he's getting at here because now if I hit this and let's say it's lower than a captain, then he can go right, and then I can go like up, he'll go right. Actually, I probably should have hit this because I could have saved this captain. Wait, sorry, I couldn't have, I couldn't have. I would have taken it. We would have gone right, I would have gone up. You whatever. I couldn't have saved this captain, so that's why I didn't decide to hit this. I probably should have because I think I might have been able to save it. I'm not sure. But oh yeah, sorry. I remember why I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to give him access to here. I knew that because he saved the captain. So he's coming down the center with his major, so it looks like he wants to trade. And I'm perfectly fine with that because I have another major here, and all three of my captains are easily accessible. Also, our colonels effectively they're exchanged because like mine's pinning his. And there's not much that can be done about that. But my colonel does have a better position because this isn't blocking any of my pieces, and my colonel is blocking pieces from going down this side. So it's good for me. So now we're just kind of just going around, and now he wants to trade colonels, so I'm okay with that because I'm up to lieutenants. Um, and now this is so this would be a pretty secure win for me, but it actually gets really close. You will see why later. Because coming down with this, he was here, so I decided to scout it and we get the spy. So that was funny. I thought that this was a major while playing, but bringing the spy out was the correct decision on his end. Now this could be bad because I realized that this player is pretty experienced with the man games because again he's played around 6,000 games. So he probably knows not to reveal his major. So that actually costs me quite a bit of stuff. Him not revealing his major. So this is probably something bad because this is a known scout. So I probably should have moved it out of the way. But maybe I thought this would be his major and I would get lucky, but it's a lieutenant. So if I can take this, then I'll be up to 3 lieutenants, which will be really good. But I do have to watch out for his major though. So bring my spy up. I think it's to check that this is bombed off because once I do, because it might just be like a random front bomb. And this might be like his junk side and just yeah. So it might not be bombed off. So I go ahead and check. And that's just so I don't have to worry about a major coming up down this side and getting my triple captain stack. So it's coming out with this, and I'm like, oh, maybe this is the major. So I hit this, and yes, so that side is bombed off. And now it's coming down with this piece, and I'm like, this is not the major. I guess it could be, but it's probably not the major. I'll be shocked if this were the major. This back row, I have heard of back row majors, but typically captains are the highest piece you'll see in the back row. So now I'm just like, just like do whatever you want. I'm just gonna like I'm okay with my position right now. So just do whatever you want. So now I move my lieutenant. I'm to safety in case this is a captain coming in for a lotto. Because I don't want to lose a lieutenant for nothing. So I come up with the minor, see what it is, and it's a captain, so this is bad because he's probably gonna start lottoing over here. And this is pretty obviously not a bomb. I could have double vertical here, but it's obviously not a bomb. So it's gonna land my sergeant and maybe even my lieutenant. I'm just hoping he doesn't. But I go up here, and that's because Nile on the diagonal, as you can see. So I'll be fighting on 2 square. So it looks like he's gonna lot of the minor. I'm hoping, hey, this is a bomb. This is my flag. It doesn't make sense for this to be a bomb. So maybe lotto it, but of course he doesn't lotto it. So that was not great. So I think a good move for him would have been to go here, to offer me this. Then I would take it, and then like maybe his major could like get stuff if this is his major. So in my opinion, he should have done that, but he didn't. So that might mean that this isn't his major, but I mean you never know. Maybe he just didn't see it. So we trade captains there. So I'm still up 2 lieutenants, but I am down 2 sergeants now and 3 minors. So this game totally I'm I had, do not have it secured anymore, especially because all of my pieces are on the right side. So my flag is kind of vulnerable right now. So I'm actually not in the best spot. Okay, so to save some of your time, I'm actually gonna change the speed to little bit faster. Because the end game, I do use a lot of my buffer and I think a lot. So here I'm chasing this because I don't think it's major. I know that this is a lieutenant, so I try to trap this lieutenant with my captains, and looks like I will trap it indeed. You can't really do much with this lieutenant now. So yeah, now it's gone. So this is very good for me now. I'm up 3 lieutenants. I'm down 2 sergeants, 3 minors again, and a scout. But I am at 3 lieutenants, and that's enough to block these 2 lanes, and then and have one to trap a piece because remember this head is bombed off, which is really good for me. So here I have a pretty commanding lead, but this game is far from over because I don't know his major, and if he does if he does it right, then he might be able to get a captain or lieutenant with it, and then maybe get back in the game. So he's bringing down some pieces, this thing and this thing. And so now this, I don't think this is a major. So while playing, I didn't think it was the major because I was because it came from here. This was on his junk side, so I'm like, there's no way you bombed off a major. Well, he didn't bomb it off, I guess, but it was on the side with like I mean on the side that he bombed off, so it would have been kind of useless for this to be a major. But I didn't want to hit it just because it could be a major. And if I lost a captain, that could be in big trouble. And I'd rather exchange the captains off and then use a lieutenant to check if it's major. Because then if I lose that, it's no big deal because I'm already up 3 of them. So if I lose one, the game is still winnable. So it keeps me this. So either this is a bluff he's trying to sell because if this wasn't major, I could just like smash into this piece, and this is not the major. We've already confirmed that. So then I might be able to smash into these pieces without any consequences. But I'm not sure that this is the major yet. And yeah, it could be a bluff, could be the major, could be like just a random piece. Maybe it's a captain coming to trade. So he's bringing this over. I'm thinking that this is a sergeant because it's next to this bomb. That makes sense. So it wasn't a sergeant, it was a captain. So I'm completely fine with trading off captains because I had a leader now with my 3 lieutenants. Now I'm thinking that this is a sergeant because it's guarding both these bombs. It makes sense. Since this wasn't a sergeant, all bombs typically have, well, not all bombs, but like a lot of bombs typically have sergeants guarding them, and he still has 3 sergeants left, so I'm thinking that this could definitely be sergeant, and maybe even this one also. Maybe he has like a bomb sergeant bomb flag or something weird like that. Yeah, but I'm definitely I'm thinking that this piece is a sergeant, just because it's a very common spot for a sergeant. If I had that bomb operation, I would definitely put a sergeant there. So it's either how I went left before he went to here. That's because I can get it on 2 square in case this is major. I won't have to like bring this captain back to here and let him like push me back. So now I can't really do anything because my captain's pinned by what could be a major and my major's pinned by what could be a major. So now he's bringing this down. That's the trade. So this makes me think that this is not the major. That's only because he brought this down to like threaten my pieces. I mean, well, my captains twice. But then he just brought a captain down in exchange. So this makes me think that this is not the major. So I'm pretty sure I bring a lieutenant to check it because I think it's a minor. But now I'm like, uh-oh, this minor can open my flag. But this is the major. So this caught me totally off guard. And now I'm like, what is this? But yeah, this turns out to be the major. So I have to trade here because if you don't, he's gonna get these pieces over here. So now I did a really stupid move. I moved here. I should have moved here, but I didn't. I don't know why. Because now I let him go down, and you'll see why that was a blunder. You will see why. So now he's bringing this piece over. It's probably a lieutenant coming to trade. Well, definitely a lieutenant coming to trade. Now you can see why that was a bad move because now he's able to open my flag because this turns out to be a minor. So this is a very bad situation now because now I basically have to keep a lieutenant here to guard my flag. And if you notice, he still has a scout left. So if he can break open like here, then I'm gonna need to keep both lieutenants here, and then I definitely lost the game. So now the game's a bit more interesting now. I am up two lieutenants, but I'm down a lot of smaller pieces, and my flag's open a little bit. So that was a blunder, another blunder. I should have stayed on this piece, so then it wasn't able to get over here. So now that's not great. So now my flag is open on two different sides. This is very bad now. Two mistakes that I could have easily prevented. Now my flag is open on two sides. So this is very bad because he has way more pieces than me, including a scout. So he could easily outmaneuver me and get my flag. So now I know that I'm gonna need all the pieces I can get. So I just keep so then I just move all my pieces over. So now I do this to see what he does because I'm gonna go for this flag. This is a super obvious flag. I mean, it could be in the corner, but I think it's here. Now, this piece that comes out to stop me, I'm like, okay, this is definitely a sergeant now, because it's coming to stop a miner from getting the flag, and it's behind two bombs. It just makes sense. So I mark it as a sergeant on my on the a program that um I have that I can track pieces with. I used to use a Stratego board, but now I have a program that does it. Also, I can see the original setup of my opponent, and I will be using that. I mean, I will be showing you guys that at the end of the video. So if you want to skip until the end to see the setup, that's fine with me. But I'm just letting you know that that is going to happen. So it's coming down with this piece. It turns out to be another miner, so that's third miner. Doesn't really matter if you lose all those miners because my flag is open now. That he defused two bombs on either side of it. So now I basically need to wait for him to mess up or something in order to win. So I think what he should be doing now is maybe pinning my lieutenant with like some piece like maybe a miner so it can't move. But this is actually a pretty bad spot for him. And this just shows why he shouldn't have bombed off this side because now he can't get over here and now my lieutenants can just go over here. But I think what he should have done is brought a miner down yeah, this is the miner. He should have brought it down to here, got a scout to here, and then brought the miner to here. Because then I can't take it other than my flag's gone to the scout. And he could have like also pressured me over here. So then I don't know, but I think he could have pressured me here and maybe gotten my flag or something by just like bringing over a lot of pieces. But I think right now his scout is his most valuable piece because he can keep my stuff pinned with it. This is why you don't bomb up the side because my lieutenants are making it so basically he can't really like do anything. So this is kind of a stalemate if you think about it. So he has to do some like really good maneuvering to be able to get my flag now. So this is looking okay. So now he tells me that his flag's not over here. It's not here. It's not here. So it could still be this piece because it hasn't moved, but it's pretty obvious that's right here. Because his marshal, I believe the marshal came from here and the gen came from here, so it makes sense that his flag's here. It would make more sense if it was here or here, but it's not. Well, it could be. It could be here, but that would be a really bad place for a flag. I'm open in the center. I have in one of my videos I scout the flag that's open in the center, so yeah, you don't put your flag open in the center. So this, in my opinion, was a horrible move by my opponent. He probably realized that I could fork if he did that, but he may have thought that he could get the flag if he did that. So I'm gonna go ahead and fork him. I think about it first to see if it's like a trap of some sort, but I can't buy win, so I fork him. He moves this down. I take this piece. And it's the scout. So this was a big blunder by my opponent because now he's at a scout, so now it's gonna be difficult for him to more difficult for him to get my flag because a scout can pin a lieutenant all by itself. So in my opinion, this was a blunder because the scout is very valuable. So I'm like, is this a miner trying to open up a third like a third bomb? Or is it a sergeant coming to trade or what? So he goes there, so it's probably a sergeant. So I have to hit it or he's gonna get my miner. So um I think that material-wise that was a bad trade for me, but I think overall it's better. It's better for me because now his Scout is out of play. So now I don't have to worry about that kind of thing. So I am still down two sergeants and three minors, so he still has way more pieces than me. So I have three moving pieces and he has, let's see, five. So and so this is possible sergeant. This is a probable minor, and possible sergeant. But this hasn't moved yet, so it could be just still vertical. And also, this is a possible minor because this is probably the flag, and this is probably a bomb. But this also could be a minor, and this would be like one of those flags that has like another bomb on it. But but you just never know. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up a little bit more. Okay. Again, the end games it's not very important to have it like go slower. So now this was his second to last move piece. So now I know this piece has moved, this piece, and this piece hasn't moved, but this is what I suspect to be his sergeant. So right now I'm thinking sergeant, sergeant, minor, minor, minor. I'm not sure about that, but that's what I'm thinking at this point in the game. So right now he's trying to get my flag, and I'm just trying to defend it as best as I can. And since he blocked off this lane, it's very difficult for him to get it. Except two tens, I can hold two lanes, and it's gonna be difficult for him to break through. But I think he can if he outmaneuvers me because of how many pieces he has on me. So now here, so before I was like maybe I can get his flag, but now I know that that's gonna be out of the question because he still has two sergeants and I have to play defense, and I only have one minor. He has three minors, so I know that I'm not gonna be able to get his flag. So what I'm gonna try to do now is maybe so now I'm thinking maybe I can trade minors with this thing, and then I'm trap this one with my lieutenant. But it's gonna be a miracle for me to win this game. It's definitely gonna be possible for me to lose, obviously, and it's definitely gonna be possible for me to draw. Because if he like messes up or if I just like stall with both my lieutenants near my flag, it's gonna be possible to draw. He's bringing down a lot of pieces on the left side, which I'm completely okay with. This is another move I don't understand. He gives me another fork. I'm not sure if he sees these or not, but I mean, he's given me two free pieces so far, a scout and a sergeant. I would have given up a minor here, but he gave a sergeant. But I'm not complaining exactly. So it's coming over with whatever this is and this minor here. So it's kind of pressuring me more, but I think it'll still work out because because as long as this isn't a sergeant, I'm good. But I'm pretty sure that this is the sergeant, so we are all fine. But if this was a sergeant, he would have gotten my flag. But thankfully, it's not a sergeant, so we're good. And now I'm not in such a bad spot. We know minor, minor, and this is obviously a sergeant. So now I just need to make sure that he doesn't get my flag, and I'll be good. So now I basically can't do anything. So I just so this was on for a while. I'm just gonna go ahead and skip this. So now he starts retreating back with this minor. So I'm like, wait, I can chase it and trap it, and also trap this. But then his sergeant's just let come down, and get my flag. That's the problem. You always gotta think ahead and think defense before offense. That's my well that's how I play. I always think defense before offense because you don't want to get too caught up in your offense that you just lose on defense. Believe me, I've done that a lot. I've got my flag watered when I'm like up by a bunch. So now he brings his he starts doing a sergeant now, and I'm like, uh-oh, this might be the end of me because keep in mind I have to move one of these two lieutenants, so I might be out of place in my war position. So this is a crucial move. So any beginner or anything, they would probably be like, oh, free minor. But I'm like, wait, if I take this and he goes down, right? I'll go up, and then I'll be one square too short. Um, because yes, and so then he just go over here and get my flag. So I realized that I need to go up here or right, doesn't really matter. So I can go up and I can stop him. But what I don't understand is why does he give me this minor now? Because now his plan's foiled. If he goes down, I'll just go up and be fine. But he just gave me another minor. So he's given me three free pieces, a minor, a sergeant, and a scout. and he's gotten absolutely nothing out of it. So this guy needs to, in my opinion, needs to think more about his moves because maybe he thought that he would get the flag for sure, but he obviously didn't. So now basically this is just more stalling. Now, so now he requests a tie, and I'm like, well, it's probably a tie, but there's a chance that I could win, so I choose to continue playing. But it is kind of a tie situation. And then we just get here again, and I send him a tie because I'm like okay, this is never gonna end. I realize that I can't win this game, and I can't really lose because I'm just gonna keep stalling here because I can't really like do anything else or I'm gonna lose the game. So I send him a tie request, and he does not accept it, and he says really. This is probably because I sent him a tire. Sorry, he sent me a tire request. I didn't accept it, and then I sent him one. But now I realized that the game's a tie, and I didn't before. So yeah, now there's just more stalling because I mean there's nothing that we can really do at this point. So now he's starting to do 15-second moves like moving right when his clock hits 0, even though he doesn't obviously need that much time. So I say I realize that so he realizes that I'm recording that I can report him for 15-second abuse and draw refusal because this is obviously a tie situation, and he's taking 15 seconds per move just to draw out the game, and he also refused my draw request. So and then he says that I offer the draw first. I mean, he said that he offered the draw first, which is true, but that was before the game was in this situation where I still thought I could win. So yeah, and then he says that I'm not sure. I don't think that's abusive language, but some people I know might report that just because they want to get elo. So he says you are a baby. I said that I'm gonna report him for 50-second abuse and draw refusal. If he keeps this up and you people play like babies, so this is obviously not very happy with the current point in time after the draw first. So this guy is just like I don't understand this guy. He obviously knows that this is a draw, and since maybe in his like world, since he offered the draw first, he doesn't have to accept my draw when it's an obvious draw. But I don't really know. So 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 I say that I'm gonna offer a draw. This is the second time in a row that I'm offering the draw. If they don't accept it, you can be banned. That's because this is an obvious draw situation. And I request another draw. He doesn't accept it, and also it's funny how he waited until 1 second left to not accept it. So yeah, and this is what I don't understand. Like, why did you turn on my draw request? Like seriously? Like I don't understand this at all. So he's basically declining my draw request in a clear draw just because I declined his when I thought the game was winnable. Like I don't understand that at all. So I tell him I thought the game was winnable, but now I realize that it's a draw. So yeah, I don't really understand this guy. Yeah, he says you pick a sore loser, and I don't understand that at all. Like first, I mean like two things. First, he's the one who said who called me a baby and all this stuff, and also second, I'm not gonna lose this game. We're gonna draw, and since he's higher up than me, I'm gonna get elo from it. So I'm not losing. So I don't know why he said that. And I say this, I'm not actually gonna partner with this because this is not bannable, obviously. But I just say that just to scare him into maybe him accepting my draw. Yeah, it's a stalemate. No one can win. It's a draw. GG. I'm waiting for him to send the draw request at this point because I know that if I send one more, then I'm gonna be out of draw requests, and then he can just then he has all the power. And he says this that it doesn't make any sense to me. But then finally he requests a tie, and now I'm gonna be able to accept it. And now he can draw the game. So, but if he didn't do that and continued playing, I probably would have reported him. I'm not going to now because he did draw, and that's what I wanted, and I get 3 elo from it, so that's something I guess. But yeah, that was bizarre. I don't know why that guy like refused to draw just because I refused his earlier when I thought the game was winnable. But I mean, I guess that's one way to do it. Yeah, I think the guy got scared that I was gonna report him. But and anyhow, so now we're gonna go to the his setups. Then I can show you and analyze it. All right, so here you can see this guy's setup. I found it pretty interesting. This is the supposed to be the flag I accidentally marked it as a bomb. But yeah. So this was his original setup. So I'm gonna point out some flaws with it and some things that I found pretty interesting. So first thing I found was that his spy was not protected whatsoever. Um, it wasn't near his gen. Well, it was near his gen, but it wasn't very close to his gen. And also this bomb behind this bomb really restricts his mobility. Generally third row, second row bombs do that, especially ones in the center. But thankfully for him, he didn't have any bombs in the center. Yeah, this restricts mobility a little bit. Also makes it difficult for the spy. I kind of see what he has there because some people will blitz like this, and this is actually a decent setup from anti-blitzing because you bomb it out this side, so that it's gonna be difficult for them to get through. There's marshals here to trade, and then if they come up here and start lotting, he's kind of screwed. But also they come over here, he's fine. So I see the logic behind this. I think that the general should be here maybe, and this should be like a colonel or like maybe gen colonel spy. That's what I would do if I were him. Also I wouldn't bomb off this side because this is just it's just not good. So this was the major that I thought was a lower piece because it came from like this area which I thought was his weak side, which it was. Well, his Marshall was there, but I think these 12 pieces were definitely part of his weak side. But I did not expect a major to be here because whenever I make weak sides, I never have a major on them. But yeah, then his flag was pretty standard. Yeah. Again, this is meant to be the flag. I accidentally made it a bomb while I'm playing. Yeah, this kernel here, I think this is a pretty good spot for a kernel, considering that this could easily be a marshal. It's bizarre here that he has two lieutenants in a row, but I think I have two captains in a row around here. See, overall setup, it's not bad. It's not amazing because a captain can reveal the marshal. I think that might be the biggest flaw in it, or maybe the spy is too exposed. But yeah, there are some things that are good about the setup. Some things that I think could have a little bit of improvement. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.